Hi, Lonnie here with HelpForCounselors.com, where we help clients while making a living. I want to talk to you a little bit today about building a referral base. For a lot of counselors in the startup process, they want to think about, how do I build that referral base? How do I get clients? And I want to talk to you a little bit today about branding or niching yourself. A lot of you are hesitant to do this because you've heard the myth that if I do that, Lonnie, if I brand myself, if I niche myself, then I kind of pigeon myself into this corner to where, those are the only type of clients that I'm going to work with. And what I want to tell you is I found over the years that really the opposite is true, that if you market or niche yourself with a special training or special service that you offer, what it actually does is highlight you. And so what I want you to do is think about, is there a particular population you work well with? Are you bilingual? Do you have a special skill set, a special training? Because this will actually give you something to market to kind of differentiate or separate yourself from other counselors out there in the field. Because especially in large urban areas, there are hundreds, maybe even thousands of counselors working. So it's really important that we distinguish ourselves from those other counselors. And one way to do that is through branding. So just to think about that, and maybe even talk to a colleague or a coworker and ask their opinion about the type of clients that they believe you work well with, or the presentation, or even the training maybe that you could highlight. The next thing I want to talk to you about as far as building a referral base is creating a 30-second elevator speech. In guerrilla marketing, Mr. Levine talks about developing a 30-second elevator speech so that when you meet someone in an elevator and they ask, what do you do, Lonnie? You can say, this is what I do. I'm a counselor and I work mostly with adolescents, I work with couples, I do some individuals, and mostly anxiety, depression, a lot of relationships, so that you can say that quickly and authentically. It doesn't come across as forced, because that's really your niche, that's what you do. And that person can walk away with your card knowing that's kind of that guy's specialty area, that's that lady's strength. And this happens a lot in conventions. You meet lots of people and you tend to remember, if you look back in your own mind, the people who usually say one or two things that they do well versus the person that says, I'm kind of a jack of all trades. Because then we always think master of none. So I want you to think about that 30-second, developing that 30-second elevator speech. And the next thing I want to talk about, the next thing is just networking. Now in networking, a lot of people cringe at this, a lot of counselors do, because it sounds like a business term. And I want you to think about networking as really building friendships within the therapeutic community. So you're getting out and about, you're meeting other counselors, you're not selling them anything as much as you are trying to find out in a genuine way what type of work they do, what they're good at. And then, of course, they're going to reciprocate. Most of us will anyway ask, well, what do you do, Lonnie? And then you're able to tell them, what do you do, Susan? You're able to tell them what you do and exchange a couple of business cards, and you can pay for their coffee. But there's nobody that's going to be expecting you to ask for a client or to expect a client. But it is important for us ethically and as professionals that we have clinicians that we feel comfortable about so we can refer to. So this is part of even preparing for private practice, is to go out and actually meet other therapists, other clinicians, so that you have someone to refer to. When you get that client that doesn't quite fit you, or really has a problem that lies outside of your expertise, so that you're not left Googling for people like the client is at home, that you actually have inside knowledge on who out there is doing that kind of work, and you can feel good about who you're sending them to, that they're meeting a quality person and that they're getting good care. Thank you for watching our video today with HelpForCounselors.com, and I want to talk to you, in future videos about more about branding, about creating your own logo, building an online presence, maybe a website, and other ways that you can work even in business operations to help and keep and maintain clients so that the clinical work you're doing goes on and on and on. Thank you for listening today.